Memorial Day is a chance for a grateful nation to thank those that serve this country so proudly. It is also a time for reflection, thinking about those who lost their lives in battle. There are a host of foundations out there doing good work to help support our military families. And this morning, former Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld is here with Ryan Manion to highlight the Travis Manion Foundation, named after her brother who died in Iraq. Their mission now is connecting young people to those who serve in the military so they can engage in character building together. Good to see both of you.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Thanks so much for being here on Memorial Day. Secretary, let me start with you because I know there's been a movement afoot over the last few years to remind folks that Memorial Day isn't just the unofficial start of summer. What is Memorial Day to Secretary Rumsfeld?
For me, it's a time when we remember the people who've served and the people who've fallen and their families. And the Travis Manion Foundation has a purpose of meeting and talking to people all across the country. They have presenters who go out from families and veterans to talk to people about it. I was one of the original sponsors of legislation for the all-volunteer military. And we have the greatest military on the face of the earth. But because they're volunteers and there's no draft anymore, there are a lot of people who aren't connected to the military. So this foundation, the Travis Manion Foundation, is particularly important because they connect people who may not have relatives in the military with the military, and they get a chance to hear the stories of people who've served and meet the families of people who've served.
Ryan, tell us about your brother. Tell us about Travis.
My brother was my best friend. We were 15 months apart, grew up in a military family. My dad is a retired Marine Corps colonel, and so we understand the meaning of service. We understood it from a very young age, but it wasn't until he lost his life in 2007 that we began to understand the meaning of sacrifice. And I always say Travis would be very proud of the work that's happening at the Travis Manion Foundation, but he'd be terribly upset to know that we named it the Travis Manion Foundation because, like many men and women in our military, they're incredibly humble, and you know, they just want to get out there. They're the epitome of what servant leadership is all about.
I understand that you guys actually met at Travis's graduation. Is that right? At the Naval Academy?
It was actually at a wrestling match.
A wrestling match?
Yes. So
he was a wrestler.
And you were a wrestler.
I'm a broken down ex-wrestler. Yeah, that was a long time ago. But I'm kind of partial to wrestlers, and he was a good one.
I understand that your foundation just announced a $500,000 donation to the Ryan Manion Foundation. Why this particular group? And then I want to ask you what that money is going to be used for.
Well, this particular group is doing something that's distinctive. It is connecting people who haven't served and with families and veterans who have served, and I think that's particularly important. I've created in my mid-'80s an app, which is a Winston Churchill solitaire.
Oh, it's quite the app. It's quite popular.
You're so smart, you could play it and win, I bet.
I don't know about that.
But all the funds from the Winston Churchill app that can be downloaded on your iPhone or your iPad go into military charities, and so the grant we're making to the Travis Manion Foundation is some of the money's coming from that. So play it. Use downloads.
Tell your friends about it.
Tell your friends about it. Yeah, I can shamelessly market the app.
Yeah, we'll let you do that here today, actually. And the money, how's it going to be used?
The money's going to be used to continue to bridge the gap between the military and the civilian world. We're going to make sure that we're training veterans and families of the fallen to get out there and show the civic assets that they are and build stronger communities and inspire the next generation.
Thank you. Thank you both.